As Nigeria celebrates Democracy Day, today the International Labour Organization is marking World Day Against Child Labour. Since its 2002 launch, the day is annually celebrated on June 12th to focus attention on the global extent of child labour and the action and efforts needed to eliminate it. According to the United Nations, the day brings together governments, employers and workers' organizations, civil society, as well as millions of people from around the world to highlight the plight of child labourers and what can be done to help them. The global body says 152 million children are still in child labour, with 7 out of every 10 in agriculture. This year's theme is Children Shouldn't Work in Fields, but on Dreams. Let's bring in Taiwo Akinlami, a child rights activist, to discuss this a little further. Mr. Akinlami, thank you for joining us on Network Africa.
Thank you so much for having me. It's my pleasure to be here.
Every day we talk about how important it is, to protect children, to give them their rights, to acknowledge their rights. How significant is a day like this to children and to those who want to protect them?
Well, I think today is very significant in the sense that it helps us to reflect on the state of our children. Children are not meant to work. Children are meant to be taken care of. Apart from house chores, which are necessary for the purpose of training and teaching children independence, children are not supposed to fend for themselves. So when we talk about child labor, we are talking about millions of children today who are fending for themselves, particularly from the third world, from Africa and Nigeria. Those are the issues. So today helps us to reflect on all of those and begin to think about what we can do to ensure that we alleviate this situation.
It's pretty hard, for some families. Children have been known to have drawn some of their families out of poverty, especially here in Africa. You have children who are doing stuff that are bringing in, resources, income into the family because it's pretty hard for their parents to work, or because their parents are ill, or because, they're incapacitated and so on. With the UN saying that 152 million children still in child labor, what can be done, to help stop this and to make sure that children are protected, even though, they have the ability to work? Because this is quite an impossible case to stop.
Well, since 2014, International Labour Organization has proposed a way forward by what they call social protection. International Labour Organization began to say that the number one solution to child labor is for us to embrace social protection, which is to provide basic amenities for people, for parents, so that even if they are not able to work, the state can take responsibility for basic needs of parents and their children. Basic needs like education, basic needs like feeding, basic needs like shelter, basic needs like clothing, basic needs like health care. Now, if families can have access to shelter, they have access to health care, they are able to send their children to school, it minimizes the pressure on them. When this is not the case, it brings this pressure. And I hope you know that the people who are in child labor are most of the time not the children of the rich. They are the children of the poor, the hoi polloi, the hewers of wood and drawers of water, the lower crust of society. Those are the children that are affected most of the time. Where I live, in Magodo, I don't think there's any child on this street who is hawking, because their parents are well-to-do. They're able to cater for their needs. But when 10.5 million Nigerian children are out of school, parents are not able to pay school fees. They're not able to pay for health services. They're not able to handle a whole lot of things. What happens? They push their children out of frustration. Again, we live in a society where there's no family planning agenda. Nobody is interested in how many children we have, how we have them, how we space them, and all of that. So we keep having children without a plan. There's no state plan, there's no personal plan, there's no family plan. So that gives back to the kind of situation we're dealing with. So I think the way forward is for the Nigerian government to...
Mr. Akinlami. Mr. Akinlami, thank you so much. We do appreciate your thoughts and your opinion on this, the really serious situation around the world.